Hokage, urban, daily, live, fun story, no conspiracy theory, non-pure live. Qiuli is a social anxiety, but when Tongzi, who grew up with him since childhood, asked him to help with live streaming tasks he agreed. Anyway, he only needs to play 1 to 3 hours a month, browse short videos, listen to novels, and get by in a while. On the day of its broadcast, everyone in the world of Ninja, Pure Land, and the Moon felt the deep malice from the world of Creator. What kind of experience is playing their memes in front of them? Live content. When everyone in the ninja world sees modern embarrassing short videos from the screen that cannot be fully watched. Qiuli used his toes to pick out the surface of the moon. When everyone sees the prank women's costume picture of the ninja world Shura. Many people believe it to be true. A tingling sensation on the scalp. Shao Nan. That masked man has been deceiving us all along, he's not even the real Uchiha. When everyone saw Kakashi giving Naruto a millennium kill. For generations of couples after the first live broadcast, Naruto, who was still hated and rejected by the villagers yesterday, was surprised to find that he had many fans in the ninja world. Uchiha Itachi also guessed the outcome of the future coup from the live broadcast and tried to make changes. Fortunately, the result did not disappoint him. Hokage's parody videos and images, Hokage's fan fiction with star-studded reviews, Naruto's childhood, Ban vs. Zhu Jian, 4th generation vs. Masked Man, Naruto vs. Sharon, Naruto vs. Peach Style, Dead Gate Kaihuang, Sasuke and Little Flower naming scenes, Naruto vs. Type PS, non-pure live streaming article. Chapter 1. Live streaming. You are listening at novelfull.audio. My 57 years old 4:00 p.m. ding. The live streaming function in the other world has been activated. Do you want to subscribe? At this moment, a system prompt sounded in the minds of everyone in the ninja realm. Whether it's civilians, ninjas, or daimyos. In a moment, there was quite a commotion throughout the entire ninja world. Ninja realm, who's talking? It startles me. The shit is all pinched off. You compensate me for this whole piece of shit. You compensate me. What sound? Is there anything wrong? Interrupt me at the most critical moment. What live streaming? How do you choose to subscribe? Who are you, and what is your purpose? Can beggars like me also watch live broadcasts? Illusion. Solution. Not only in the realm of ninja, but also in the belly of Pure Land and Death God, even the wave wind water gate has heard the prompt sound. This prompt is concise, making the water gate of the souls return to the Pure Land somewhat confused after being temporarily unsealed. Didn't I die? Why does my consciousness still wake up? The electronic synthesized sound of the system without any emotional fluctuations echoed in his mind. If you choose to subscribe, starting tomorrow, you will have 1 to 3 hours of conscious time each month to watch live broadcasts from other worlds. A different world. Shuemen frowned. He had a vague concern in his heart, which was a human instinct towards the unknown. Although he is a deceased person. But there are still people he cares about living in this world. Shuemen asked tentatively, is the system? If I choose to subscribe, will it have an impact on the ninja world? As soon as the words fell, a screen full of handwriting appeared in front of Shuemen, which was full of introductions about the system and live streaming. The more he looked, the more silent he became. People from the ninja realm, Pure Land, and Moon can all choose to subscribe and watch live broadcasts of people from other worlds. What does the moon mean? Is it true that there are also people on the moon? At the same time as asking, Watergate chose to subscribe. The system is like a scumbag, answering every question before subscribing, and then disappearing when you put on your pants after subscribing. Without receiving an answer from the system, Shuemen forced a bitter smile and fell into a deep sleep once again. Ninja realm, the dark side of my village, Itachi, looking at you, did you also hear that prompt in your mind? Don't rush to subscribe for now. I just wanted to subscribe first and slowly learn about the system intelligence, but who knew that after subscribing, the system disappeared directly. Now, the intelligence about the system depends on you. Yujibo Itachi nodded solemnly and said, "Leave it to me." After a moment. I don't know what I saw, but Itachi's pupils suddenly contracted. "Is there anything wrong with this system?" said Kakashi, speaking on the side. Itachi opened his mouth and didn't know how to explain for a moment. It's true that what he just saw was too shocking. Itachi briefly organized his thoughts and explained to Kakashi its intelligence about the world where the anchor is located. There are no ninjas there, they are all ordinary people, but they have an energy that they don't even know about, called willpower. Speaking of this, Itachi paused and continued, wishing power can create anything, even the gods and Buddhas that only exist in mythological stories. And everything in our ninja world, including history, is just a storybook in the world of the anchor. The reason why we can exist is because of wishing power. After hearing these words, Kakashi, who originally had a cold expression on his face, was shocked for a moment and then couldn't help but say, "Are you saying that the ninja world we have lived in since childhood, including those flesh and blood people, is just a story, or was it created by an energy? How could this be?" It's really hard for him to believe. Kakashi looked at his hands and said, "If all of this is true, aren't the people of the host world our creators?" Itachi moved back to his sight and continued to look down. When he saw something, he spoke up and said, "That's right. The introduction says they are the creators of our ninja realm." Speaking, Itachi quickly finished reading the remaining introduction, as if afraid that the system might run, and without hesitation, chose to subscribe. He clenched his fist tightly. The live broadcast from the creator's world may help him find a way to prevent the family coup. When Jishue was present, he and Jishue went from easing the relationship between the family and the village to wanting to prevent a family coup. After Jishue died, he became the only one who wanted to prevent the family coup. He is the only one fighting alone, but there is no hope at all, and no one can understand his powerlessness at this moment. All he could see was the silence of the village leaders, the hatred of the villagers, and the arrogant faces of the tribe. What if the family coup succeeds? How many people in the Fire Kingdom, from daimyo to the public, would recognize Uchiha as the Hokage? Time quickly arrived on the second day. Afternoon 3:55 Tianjigua Inran Village, Jun Malu, have you seen it too? Yes. Lord Orochimaru. A screen also appeared in front of me. Orochimaru licked his lips and stared at the screen before him as his pupils gradually dilated. He chuckled hoarsely, he, a live broadcast from another world. It's really interesting. He ordered, Jun Malu, go find Do and ask him to record everything he saw in the live broadcast today in words. Maybe there will be the intelligence we need. Yes. Lord Orochimaru. Jun Malu ignored the screen blocking in front of him, bowed down, and walked quickly towards the direction where the pharmacist's bag was located. Meanwhile Moon, a woman with white hair, had a mournful expression. Upon closer inspection, there were still tears in the corners of her eyes. Qiuli looked towards the ninja realm, and the screen in front of her blocked her view. Her brewing emotions were suppressed directly. Huiyi sat down with a worried expression on his face, looking at the screen honestly and murmuring with grievances, Black Jew, I don't want to stay on the moon for a moment. What she didn't know was that the white horizontal bar on the screen and the nail-like button on the side were used to move the screen direction and fix it. After a moment, a white light lit up in the bottom right corner of the screen, pulling her attention back. There appeared a handsome young man who looked only 17 or 18 years old. At this moment, Qiuli was sitting at the computer desk, looking at the small beast in mid-air with a clawed expression. I promised to be happy and happy before, but I didn't think live streaming was a big deal. But when she turned on the camera, Qiuli was still a bit at a loss. The little beast is only the size of an adult's palm, completely pitch black, with two small horns on its forehead and a pair of black wings behind it, making it look like a little devil. Fortunately, only subscribers and hosts can see it, otherwise it will definitely cause chaos in that scientific world. A sound came from the screen. Dabai, what should I do next? Dabai flew towards the dining table and pulled out the plastic fork inserted on the small cake to make a charge. Charge, host. How about performing a talent for them first and dancing in the pure land of blissful land? It's hard to imagine people in the ninja world. This little beast, are you sure it's the very cold system from yesterday? Qiuli's answer was crisp and decisive. I can't dance. Dabai threw away his fork and rubbed his chin with his paws, making a thoughtful gesture. Jumping laser rain is not unacceptable, it doesn't require any skills. Autumn Lee's face turned black. Dabai. If you're so naughty, I won't help you live stream. Chapter 2. Short videos from modern times. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. De co lois ara trong quatrin lay text. Chapter 3. Ninja Realm Shura. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. A message pops up in the prompt box. Xiao Songyun. Ollie, I just ordered crayfish for you. The takeout will arrive soon. Remember to eat on time. Also, don't forget to go out more and see the sunshine. Qiuli ignored it directly. Motherly Muya once told him that when she was pregnant with him, she only found out that Qiu Songyun had already married. Although Qiu Songyun divorced his original wife for her, she would never forgive Qiu Songyun. It wasn't until Li Muya discovered that she had cancer that she took the initiative to go find Qiu Songyun and meet him. Just to handle the procedures for changing custody for Qiuli. After Li Muya's death, Qiuli did not attend high school and kept herself locked up at home, leaving only a few times. Tianjigua Do looked at Orochimaru in front of him and asked, Orochimaru, do you still need the information I just recorded? The corner of Orochimaru's mouth involuntarily twitched, and his toes instinctively pinched his shoes. Do, don't remember information like this, that's useless to us. Do breathed a sigh of relief and nodded in agreement. At this moment, the screen refreshes and 4 large characters appear on top. Ninja Realm Shura. Seeing this, everyone in the ninja realm was shaken in spirit. Here we go. There is an intelligence video about their world. Who hasn't heard of Qianshou Zhujian and Yuji Boban? That's the god of ninjas and the Shura of the ninja realm. Even many civilians know these 2 people. How much do you know? Sorry, these 2 people are just legends. The vast majority of people in the ninja world, let alone those who have never seen it, do not even know if their strength is as strong as rumored. Uzibo Tribe Land today is the first day of the live broadcast, and it's rare for Fuyue not to go to the police force. He sat cross-legged in the living room, looking at his youngest son and saying, Sasuke, take a good look. This is the most powerful ninja in the history of our Uchiha clan. You need to imitate Mr. Ban more and strive to become a ninja like him. Looking at Fuyue's serious expression, Sasuke nervously swallowed his saliva and said, Yes. Father. Fuyue shook his head slightly and couldn't help but sigh. If Sasuke had half the talent of Itachi, he would definitely be very happy. This young son even has to learn the art of Hogwarts for a long time. Although he cannot be said to have poor talent, he is still somewhat disappointed with Sasuke's talent because Itachi's Pearl Jade is ahead. But it's not that Sasuke didn't appreciate anything. For example, hardworking in training, resilient in character, and obedient. Especially the last point, it perfectly compensates for the regret brought to him by the Weasel in recent years. He has advised Itachi, but unfortunately Itachi does not approve of him. Many ethnic groups have always believed that the village leaders and ignorant villagers are afraid of their Uchiha Sharingan, which is why they exclude them. At the same time Land Country, when Inoki heard the name Ban, his face couldn't help but twitch. Recalling when I was a child, my second-generation teacher whom I admired so much from a young age was beaten in front of Uchiha and had no fighting power. Shao organization, is there any information about the masked man? Pain's reincarnation eyes, shimmering with a faint purple light, were now staring at the screen with great interest. He is the son of teacher Jiraiya who claims to be able to change the fate of the ninja world, and has awakened these two reincarnations. It is unknown who is stronger between him and the masked man. I hope that the live broadcast of the creator world can give him the answer. This will determine his attitude towards masked people in the future. Pure Land Ban crossed his arms and said disdainfully, is this live broadcast trying to expose my intelligence? Humph. So what? Except for Zhu Jian, everyone in this ninja world is seen by him as a group of local chickens, tiles, and dogs. What if he knows his intelligence? As long as Changmen uses the technique of reincarnation to resurrect him, there is no one in the ninja realm who can stop him. Nevertheless, Ban still felt a hint of interest in his heart. This is the first time I have seen intelligence about people in the ninja realm from a live broadcast. Besides him, there will definitely be intelligence from other ninjas in the future. Maybe there's also a column-to-column one. Next moment a photo appeared on the screen. This photo is too explosive, directly refreshing the understanding of everyone in the ninja world, almost making everyone gasp for breath. Is this the legendary ninja world cultivator? Ban looked at himself on the screen, dressed in maid attire and with a curvaceous figure. What about exposing my intelligence? Shouldn't it be exposing my strength? Without waiting for Ban to get angry, he flipped through the photos on the screen. Unify black spots. Baseball jersey spots. There are even wedding dress spots. Lower right corner of the screen. Qiuli opens the comment section. The comment with the most likes. Work. The second comment. Class flower. The third comment. Spot in the eye between the pillars. Qiuli couldn't help but tug at the corner of her mouth. Are all the people in the ninja world filled with question marks? Jiwei covered the fox's mouth with one tail and said, Pushi. Land country, puff. Anoki took a sip of tea and sprayed it out. For some reason, the shadow in his heart towards Ban dissipated significantly. Wood leaves monkey flying sun slash. Jitsuan Tuanzang. Yuzibo tribe land Fuyue's expression at this moment is even more serious than before. Sasuke. You better not learn from Mr. Ban. Xiao Sasuke is a bit confused. He thinks the Mr. Ban in his father's mouth is very beautiful. Naruto couldn't help but exclaim, wow. What a beautiful sister. Is she the ninja world cultivator? On the moon Huiyi opens her white eyes. Meditating, will Indra also reincarnate into a girl? She can't even see through this screen, so there's no need to deceive her. Huiye's eyes were clearly filled with sadness as he said, my part has gone, my chakras. Speaking of this, she paused in her tone. Granddaughter. Pure Land Uchiha Hirata angrily rebuked the screen in front of him, it's ridiculous. Ban is a boy. Kwana looked at the sexy uniformed beauty on the screen, furious. How could Nissan become an insider? You need to make it more reasonable, right? People in your world are too extreme. As a person who has already passed away, Qiuli Na is unable to do anything at this moment. I can only watch my older brother being slandered and unable to help clarify. It's all because of that despicable thousand-handed door. On the other side, looking at the women's clothing spots on the screen, Zhu Jian's eyes widened. His heart has been unable to calm down for a long time. He will never admit his mistake, not to mention wearing women's clothing. Even if the spot turns into dust, he can recognize it. This is not true, is it? The motor. Oh. By the way. The motor is standing and urinating. How could he be a girl? Zhu Jian looked at the screen in front of him and felt indignant for his good brother. Aren't you spreading rumors? With Ban's temper, when you see these photos that spread rumors about him, you must be very angry, right? Fortunately, he is clever enough to react quickly enough. A little later, the spot will become a white moonlight that he cannot calm down. And on the other side of the gate Fei Jian looked as if he was almost blind. Is Uchiha a woman? He lost his sanity and spoke incoherently in excitement. No. It's not necessarily a woman, he could also be dressing up as a man. One reason for this conclusion is that he believes that photos from the creator's world will not deceive him. On the other hand, he suspected that this could also be some kind of evil ninjutsu developed by the Uchiha clan. Humph, evil Uchiha Kwana. The cunning Wuxi Hamada. No wonder Big Brother has been merciful to you repeatedly. You must have secretly disguised yourself as a woman to show Big Brother. Chapter 4. He is not the real Uchiha at all. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. After speaking angrily, he remembered the comment he had just made. The spot in the eye between the pillars. Fei Jian let out a faint sigh and said, Big Brother, your ideas are too far ahead. Moreover, this is too sorry for my sister. Law. Although he couldn't accept it at the moment, let alone say it. Yuji Boban's appearance really threatens his sister. Law. Rain Country Chongmen turned his head and said to Xiaonan, it seems we need to guard against the masked man. Xiaonan nodded seriously and said, that's right, that masked man has been deceiving us all along. His figure is not so curvy, he's not really a true Uchiha. Chongmen. In the Pure Land banning, who was full of murderous aura, was furious for a while. Finally, he stumbled and collapsed on the ground. As soon as he thought these photos had been seen by people in the entire ninja world, including Pure Land, he felt a tingling sensation on his scalp. Don't let me know who made these few photos. I will definitely kill you. Lower right corner of the screen Qiuli clicked on the blogger's homepage and found that this person specializes in making fire shadow parody videos and images. As an anime enthusiast, his favorite is Hokage. Due to frequent watching, at least 3 or 4 of the 10 videos recommended by Big Data are edited videos of Huiying. He casually clicked on a follow and then opened a highly popular video. Subtitles appear on the screen. Lacking blue Kakashi, Shinwei Space the masked man let out a cold snort with soil. Waste. Pure Land Noera Lin saw a familiar name appearing on the screen, and only then did she recover from the shock just now. Her eyes were dim. Kakashi. At that time, only those who survived were the most painful. But she chose to die in the hands of Kakashi at that time. If it weren't for something in her heart constantly restraining her from hurting herself, she would have chosen to self-destruct instead of dying in the hands of Kakashi. Lin clasped her hands together and prayed. I hope you can come out of your sadness as soon as possible and start a new life, Kakashi. On screen Kakashi was panting heavily as he looked at the group of misty ninjas in front of him, with no intention of retreating. Lin, I promise to bring soil and I will definitely protect you. He began to flicker an arc in his hand, 1,000 birds crowing, and fearlessly charged towards the mist. At the next moment, Noera Rin leaped forward, blocking the crowd of misty shadows, and charged towards Kakashi's Chinyao. Would leave shadows. Kakashi's heart was throbbing and he slowly closed his eyes. Itachi sighed. They are all tragedies caused by war. Shinwei Space. After a moment of silence, Daitu sneered and said, oh, although I haven't seen it with my own eyes, I know Lin hit Chinyao on her own initiative. Is there a more despairing reality than the fact that my favorite person died in the hands of my best friend? He couldn't forgive Kakashi because she promised him to protect Lin, but Lin still died. So in his eyes, Kakashi is a waste who hasn't kept his promise. Lin's death suddenly made Daitu understand the truth of the ninja world. Kakashi wanted to save Lin, but he still killed her. Lin didn't want to die, but for the sake of Kiba, she still chose to die in the hands of Kakashi. Kill those who don't want to kill. People who don't want to die, they die. Forcing people to kill, forcing people to die, forcing village companions to kill each other. This desperate world is hell. Everyone is like a string puppet, incredibly fake. So, he wants to create a beautiful, real new world. The eye of the moon can satisfy everyone's wishes, and everyone's inner desires will be fulfilled. That is a world of eternal peace. But right now, the photos of Ban's women's clothing successfully disrupted his plan. Now his mind is in a jumble, he doesn't even know how to proceed with the next plan. Because of the photos of Ban, Changman has found it difficult to trust him anymore. Although the plan to capture the tailed beast will not be affected, it has already been out of his control. Daitu looked gloomy and said, "Ban. You old man didn't even tell me such an important thing about your true gender, so let me walk in the ninja world under your name." Changing gender to this level is difficult for ordinary ninjutsu to achieve, except for the blood inheritance limit, which can only be easily achieved with the ability of those telepathic pupils. The forest is really big, and there are all kinds of birds. If you live long, you can see everything. The kaleidoscope writing will actually awakens even the technique of changing gender. Due to the ban, Daitu felt inferior for the first time because he had a kaleidoscope of Uchiha. Looking up at the screen with soil. Watching Qianyao getting closer and closer to Lin's chest, his eyes were bloodshot. But when he saw that Kakashi's bird in his hand was gradually dissipating due to not checking the carrot, and his paw reached towards Lin's chest. Standing up with soil, my eyes are about to crack. No. He roared angrily in Shinwei space, even rumors about dead people are being fabricated. Don't you think you're going too far? Shadow's Itachi looked at Kakashi with a strange expression on his face. So, Uchiha is not a woman, and the live streaming videos on this screen are all fake. Kakashi didn't hold his expression, his face awkward. Itachi, thank you for your trust. Although the situation in the video is consistent with the situation at the time. My Qianyao has not disappeared. Itachi seems lost in thought. It seems that the video on the screen is not completely untrustworthy, at least the situation at that time is consistent. Pure Land Lin opened her mouth slightly and stared at the scene in astonishment, with a hot breath emanating from her spiritual body's head. This is too much. It's just something that hasn't happened before. No matter how gentle her temperament is, she is a bit angry now. 1 second ago, I was still happily eating the melon of the ninja world Shura, but the next second, I ate it on myself. The wave on the other side scratched its head. This should be fake, right? This should and be is enough to prove that the owner's attitude is not very certain. And on the other side of the spot. After watching this video, my anger dissipated a bit. How did Lin die? He still doesn't know. Now with the soil accompanying him, he felt uncomfortable, and his heart suddenly felt much better. Lower right corner of the screen Dabai watched as Qiuli was looking for a video he was interested in, hesitating to speak. Qiuli doesn't know that the ninja realm really exists, but it does. Lin is quite a good little girl, and now the entire ninja world has seen her being attacked by Kakashi. What's going on? How can she still be a ghost from now on? But let's not blame the host for this. It's up to them to say that live streaming is okay. So, is this its pot? Just as it was thinking about these, subtitles appeared on the screen again. Forgive me, Sas. When he saw Sas Gi, Dabai knew that it was definitely not a serious video. It has seen one before. After the War of Brothers, Itachi poked 2 fingers into Sasuke's nostrils. On screen Ujibo Itachi gives people a feeling that he seems to die at any moment. Itachi walked unsteadily towards the young Sasuke, step by step, and slowly extended his 2 fingers. Shadow's Kakashi glanced at the screen and looked at the Itachi beside him, wondering what he was thinking. Is this something that will happen in the future? Itachi's pupils tremble violently. Chapter 5. Fun. You are listening at novelfull.audio. De co lois ara trong quatrin lay text. Chapter 6. Derivative Stories. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. That is to say, the photos of Uchiha before were all fake, right? That's right, but why do you look so disappointed? I didn't originally believe that the ninja world cultivators were women. I don't believe it either, even the system's introduction to the other world, I remain skeptical. Do you still doubt it? This is simply fake, right? How could the ninja world be created by a group of ordinary people using their willpower? And it's just a storybook. That is, I would rather believe that people from other countries can predict the future of tolerance than believe that I, a man of flesh and blood, is just a supporting role in the story of storytelling. The spot in the Pure Land breathed a sigh of relief. Fortunately, this live broadcast demolished his own home and cleared his name. Sand-hidden Qiuli sat in the Fengying office, pointing at the photo of laying with his fingers and laughing back and forth. As for such schadenfreude, isn't she afraid of laughing too early? Qiuli is really not afraid. She has been living at such an old age, and she has already opened up to these things. On screen the fourth photo appears. Swimwear Qiuli's delicate body trembled, and laughter abruptly stopped. Hai Laozong. Luo Sha. Scorpion. Grandma, you have always maintained a youthful mindset. Short Book Street Gangsho couldn't help but laugh when he saw his old rival in the swimsuit. Fifth sheet water escaping ghost shark. The ghost shark in the photo bulges its cheeks, tightly closes its lips, and its head slightly tilts back, revealing two large nostrils. The whole face looks big and round. The land of water Wuyin village, ha ha ha. This ghost shark, ugly and cute. Zhao Meiming smiled with crow's feet at the corners of her eyes. Sixth sheet dog llama. The degree of explosion in this photo is no less than the number of spots on women's clothing. It's a dog that looks very much like a nine-tailed one. Swirlpool Mito and Kushina were poked into the laughing spot, directly breaking through the defense. Especially Juxina, lying on the ground, covering her stomach with her hands, couldn't stop laughing. Ha ha ha. Jiwei, this dog llama looks like you. Shine Village Iai Luo covered my ears tightly and impatiently shouted, don't laugh. Ha ha ha, stinky little devil. Do you care if I laugh or not? I just laugh. Ha ha ha. Nine Tails likes to use their tails to divide the strength of tailed beasts, and one-tailed crane is naturally the least favored one. Now that I see the dog llama, its mocking voice is the loudest. In the sealed space the nine tails of the nine exhaust gases danced wildly. At this moment, there was a knock on the door on the screen. Lower right corner of the screen. Qiuli got up and walked to the door to pick up takeout. A very large box. That barbecue restaurant is right at the entrance of the community, and food delivery is quite fast. Dubai, it's time for dinner. Qiuli tried to resist and asked Chiu Songyun to return the takeout, even not opening the door to pick up the food. If you don't need to pick up the meal, Chiu Songyun will personally come and deliver it. If he didn't open the door for him, he would have someone from the unlocking company come to Qiuli's house to unlock. Chiu Songyun runs a hotel. Every night, people send dinner in different ways. The price is not cheap. After throwing it away several times, Qiuli feels a little distressed. There is still a slight sense of guilt. It's too wasteful of food. In the past, even if the food cooked by Li Muya was no matter how unpleasant, he would still clean up the food in his bowl. He really wants to stay away from the autumn pine clouds. Li Muya is very innocent, but Chiu Songyun's original wife is also very innocent. This scumbag, even if it's his biological father, Qiuli wants to keep a distance from him. Who knows, in Chiu Songyun's heart, would he also be the person who can be replaced at any time? Of course, autumn pine cloud is not without its advantages. He is very self-aware and knows that Qiuli is annoying him. If there is nothing important, he will not disturb Qiuli in his daily life. Qiuli placed the takeout box on the dining table, turned around and went inside to pick up her phone. Dabai couldn't wait to open the lid. Wow! It smells so good. Dabai's eyes lit up and his saliva flowed. As a tangible entity, even if it doesn't eat, it won't feel hungry. The reason why it cooks every day is purely because of greed. As for how greedy it is, Qiuli secretly showed off 2 of the unused cat litter at his house. When Qiuli returned to the dining table with her phone and sat down, Dabai had already picked up a small lobster and started nibbling on it. Every time we eat, Qiuli is like this. I enjoy listening to novels or music. Not only for eating, but also for doing laundry, cleaning, and even going out, Qiuli needs to put headphones in her ears. Everyone in the ninja world breathed a sigh of relief as they watched the screen cut out. The photo was a bit funny, but I was afraid that I would also become the laughing stock of being publicly executed. On screen the keywords on the e.book market have surprised many people. Fire Shadow, Hokage. Of Wooden Leaves. All Heavens and All Realms, starting from the Fire Shadow. What are these books? Why are they all from Kiba Village and Hokage? Isn't it that our world is just a storybook for the host world? Can these be derivative stories? Are these derived stories also real in other worlds? It's unbelievable. I didn't expect there to be a spin-off story in the ninja world. This anchor must come from a good family, right? Every dinner is served by servants. Lower right corner of the screen Autumnleaf flipped through and found a book called The Immortal Emperor of Fire Shadow Descends the Ninja Realm. Clicking on the details page, I found that this is still a book with 0 negative reviews. Although there are only a dozen or so reviews. 5-star recommendation from a 10-year-old reader. This is a great book worth reading all night, and it is the best fan fiction I have ever read. 5-star recommendation. It looks good, everyone looks good to me. I'm crying, it's written so well. 5-star recommendation. Both the character and plot are designed very cleverly, making it a very enjoyable novel. He flipped through it, and below are all similar reviews. After the young Qiuli clicked on the listening function, she put her phone aside. Ninja Realm, the Immortal Emperor descended into the realm of ninja. Seeing the title of the book, everyone in the ninja world was shocked. The beginning of the story. The God-Demon War. The protagonist Xiao Fan was attacked by someone, seriously injured and on the brink of death, full of unwillingness. Thinking of me, Xiao Fan, I don't know how many difficulties and hardships I have gone through before breaking through to the realm of the Immortal Emperor. Unexpectedly, I was betrayed and attacked by my own Taoist priests today. Am I about to fall into this battle between gods and demons? Next, there is a long introduction. What immortal realm is immortal and immortal? With a single strike, no grass grows for millions of miles. What is 1,000 miles away, a thought that kills invisibly? A glance can make a person stare and explode, and so on. This introduction made everyone in the ninja world momentarily stunned. This powerful ability is simply unheard of. Eternal life and immortality. Hiss so far away, can you kill someone with just a thought? This immortal Emperor Xiao Fan, although his name is strange, his strength is so terrifying. With just one hit, he can destroy millions of miles around. Zhujian's eyeballs were almost popping out. Is this the fairy created by the creator world? With just one glance, you can instantly kill enemies. It's so cool. I really want it. Shuemen also widened his eyes and said in a daze, okay. So powerful. Spotted frown. Is this immortal emperor so strong? Chapter 7. Sisters. You are listening at novelfull.audio. From this perspective, even if he became a pillar of strength with 10 tails, he is far from being a match for Xiao Fan. If Xiao Fan descended into that realm of ninja, wouldn't it affect the Moon Eye plan of that realm of ninja? It seems that I have failed in another world. Would leave Huiying office monkey Flying Sun took a sip of his pipe and said, why is it all related to Konoha? Will this not expose Konoha ninja's intelligence? If it's really exposed, then it's not good, said Xiaochun, who was also worried if the intelligence of a certain Konoha ninja is exposed, then when he leaves the village to carry out his mission, he may be deliberately targeted by enemy village ninjas or traitors based on the intelligence obtained. After a short space the story on the screen has finally been laid out. Xiao Fan was killed by someone who added a knife, and his soul drifted to the realm of ninja, reborn into a 13-year-old boy. Next, there is a description of the appearance of this young man. The description of nearly 300 words can be summarized as follows. Although he is only 13 years old, he is a handsome guy. Short Book Street in a small tavern. Gangsho pursed his mouth. Zelaya's writing is even more advanced than this. The silent voice on the side nodded fiercely and agreed, the perseverance and endurance of Zilai adults are very inspiring. Gangsho looked at her with a puzzled expression and said, perseverance and endurance transmission. What is perseverance and endurance transmission? Mute. The story on the screen continues. The place where Xiao Fan was reborn was called Short Book Street, and his mind was stirred. I don't know if Tsunade is here either. He first went to the casino and successfully met Tsunade and Mute. I bet in reverse and won this fat sheep a lot of money. In the evening, I accidentally met Tsunade in a small tavern. Lower right corner of the screen. Upon hearing this, Qiuli realized that things didn't seem as simple as she had imagined. Especially when Xiao Fan called Gangsho take a bite at a time. What you say should be as juicy as meat. This person's image is shattered. It's so unsightly. Don't worry, he was deceived by the positive reviews of this book. Qiuli looked at her oily hands and tugged at the corner of her mouth. Forget it. Keep listening. At most, it's a waste of time. After finishing and washing your hands, move this novel out of the bookshelf. Short Book Street silent with a look of admiration. You truly deserve to be Lord Gangsho. Even characters like the immortal emperor have to call you sister. Lord Gangsho must be very popular in the other world, and it can be seen that they all like and respect you, especially the author of this book. Gangsho took a sip of wine into his mouth, his face slightly tipsy. She suppressed her pride and raised her eyebrows, saying, although that's the case, our position has also been exposed. It seems that we will be leaving Short Book Street for some time. Just as Tsunade and Mutsun stood up and left the tavern. The development of stories on screen has once again refreshed people's cognition. I even thought I heard it wrong. What kind of ghost? On the first day, I called myself sister, and the next day, I called myself Gangsho's sister. Did I still have physical contact? Has it developed so quickly? Jealousy disguises Zilai. Ninja realm, what? Is Muyi Sanrin Gangsho Ji such a easy woman to take down? On the third day, call the baby and confirm the relationship. Xiao Fan deserves to be the emperor of immortals. On the fourth day, he took the Gangsho Ji, one of the three forbearance of Mai. What immortal emperor? This is not his past life, doesn't it mean he has lost all his cultivation? He needs to practice again. The difference is that we refine chakra, he is a cultivator. That means he relied entirely on his face and goosebumps like words to take down Gangsho Ji. What is Xiao Fan going to do? The sentence he said to Mute. Sister Mute, actually you also like me, right? What does this mean? Ah. Is he going to betray Gangsho Ji? I want to ask, the author of this Ninja World spin-off story, Nejili Ma. Many people in my village are angry. Although you, Xiao Fan, were an immortal emperor in your past life, stronger than the 6 immortals, it's okay for you to be with our master of wood leaves. Do you still want to give her a green hat? Aren't you betrayed by the Taoist couple when you stepped on the horse? We thought you would stay away from women for the rest of your life. So you still want to walk on 2 boats. Do you still want to? No. The word still wanting should be removed now. Pure Land Fei Jian stood up directly from the ground, his whole body bursting with energy. Xiao Fan. It's best not to let me meet you, otherwise even if I can't beat you, I'll have to fight you hard. In the novel story. Title of Chapter 3. A brief separation. Gangsho Xiaoniao obediently huddled in Xiao Fan's arms, coquettishly persuading him to join Mu Yi. Xiao Fan couldn't resist her persuasion and agreed, but Gangsho didn't want to go back to Mai yet, so Xiao Fan rushed to Mai himself. The night before leaving, he went to a quiet room. The next day, on his way to Mai, the immortal emperor got lost. He arrived at the land of rain. Rain Country Pain and Xiao Nan couldn't help but change their colors. Glancing at each other. A hint of bad premonition arose in my heart at the same time. Shouldn't it be? Xiao Fan in the story did not disappoint them. First, he lured Xiang Flower, and then he used Xiang Flower to come into contact with Xiao Nan. With his cheesy words that made Qiuli wish she could use her toes to click the pause button while listening to books. Day 1. Sister Xiao Nan. The next day. Little Nan's sister. Day 3. Before leaving, Xiao Fan lifted his pants. By the way, Guan Xiao Nan, the wealthy woman, asked for 100 billion explosive talismans and planned to sell money to help Gangsho repay his gambling debts. Off-screen Xiao Nan gritted his silver teeth and said with great humiliation, "It's okay. This Xiao Fan is here for me and hasn't exposed too much information about the Rain Country." Even Xiao only mentioned. Subdue. Changmen's face was very ugly. It did not expose the intelligence of Rain Country, but it exposed Xiao Nan's trump card. And Sai, another person with an equally unattractive complexion, is Gangsho from Short Book Street. Feeling the low pressure emanating from Gangsho's body, he comforted him weakly and said, "At least Xiao Fan still likes you very much. He even cheated 1,000. Wait. 100 billion explosive talismans." Speaking later, she exclaimed in surprise. The intelligence in this story is very easy to distinguish between what is true and what is false. The things that Xiao Fan has never experienced or changed are most likely true. For example, Gangsho and Shizuan are really on Short Book Street, and they often patronize pubs and casinos. How much? Upon hearing this, Gangsho, who had just focused all his attention on Xiao Fan, suddenly woke up half of the wine. 100 billion explosive symbols. Gangsho was stunned. After a moment, she realized and swallowed her saliva. Does the entire ninja world have a stock of 100 million explosive talismans in total? How much does 100 billion explosive talismans cost? The power of a detonating talisman is comparable to that of a ninja releasing ninjutsu, and it can save life in critical moments. The price is not cheap. 100 billion detonating talismans would be more than enough to take down a large ninja village. Can you just come up with a way to do it? For example, dividing 100 billion detonating symbols into 1,000 parts and bundling them together, printing a teleportation mark on each 100 million detonating symbols, and then creating a flying teleportation beast to fly over a ninja village. The pre-prepared detonating symbols are then teleported out in batches, and a large number of detonating symbols are scattered down. Chapter 8. Rich Women. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. De Co Lois Ara Trong Quatrin Lay Text. Chapter 9. Fierce Men's Hobbies. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Personalized video push requires self-cultivation. If you watch a certain type of video too much, you will often push that type of video. The more interested you are, the more recommended you will be. For example, Qiuli used to have a short video account with a classmate. During the day, it's either beautiful women or legs, and at night, it's either delicious food or ghosts. Wait until Qiuli clicks to open the software. The first video is a cute little kitten. Autumn Lee's face changed. Now it's live streaming, so it's better not to let others know about this kind of tough guy hobby. After holding on for 5 seconds, Qiuli endured the pain and paddled away. As soon as he left, he swiped back and long pressed the video to reduce similar video recommendations. The second video, Why is it Hokage again? Ninja Realm would leaf dark part. Kakashi looked at the spoof photo on the screen with a complicated expression. The upper part of the screen is a boy with soil pointing his thumb at the Huaying rock behind him. The subtitle below is, You guys wait and see. One day I'll make my face stick to these rocks. The lower half of the screen. The soil was pressed under the boulder, revealing only half of the face. Although he only had half a face and was not the same stone, Aobito still fulfilled his wish and pressed his face against the stone. Itachi looked at the screen and rubbed his brow with a headache. Senior Dai too is also a hero of the village, and this live broadcast is always filled with videos or photos like this. This feeling is like a young hero whom I have always respected being deliberately spoofed by people from another world. Kakashi sighed and suppressed the painful memories that had been stirred up in his eyes. What can we do then? We have no choice but to subscribe to it. Since we have chosen to subscribe, naturally, we will follow what the anchor watches. For their group of ninjas, intelligence is greater than anything. In order to obtain intelligence, no matter how difficult it is to accept the footage they see during live broadcasts, they will endure it. It's a ninja who can tolerate everything they can't. Itachi looked at the sunny smile of the young man Daitu on the screen and sighed. I've heard the villagers talk about Daitu Sr. I heard he's a person who loves to help others, but unfortunately, I sacrificed myself. Itachi's eyes were somewhat dim. If Senior Dai too didn't die, he would definitely help him and Ji Shui to ease the relationship between the village and the family, right? The village has not given the Uchiha clan the opportunity to become Hokage. The second-generation Hokage once adopted Yuzhibo Mirror as a disciple. And Dai too became a student of Bofeng Shui Gate. These are all signals that Uchiha can become Hokage. Why can't ethnic people see this? Although the true culprit of the Nine Tails Rebellion is unknown, it was indeed the Sharingan who controlled the Nine Tails at that time. The Nine Tails Rebellion caused huge losses to the village, and Yuzhibo suffered from the hatred of some villagers and the vigilance of the village's senior management. From their perspective, it is not impossible to understand. If he were a high-level official in the village, it would be difficult for him to trust Yuzhibo, and he would also send secret forces to monitor this tribe. But because of this matter, some members of the tribe are dissatisfied and want a coup. Itachi finds it difficult to approve in his heart. The current peace in the village is guarded by all the ninjas and ninjas in Kiba village with their lives. The ninjas are guarding the village, and the village is also guarding the ninjas and the ninja tribe. This guardian and guarded ninja tribe naturally includes Uchiha. The Uchiha coup will definitely break this hard-earned peace. Fortunately, Sandemo held a gentle attitude towards Uchiha's coup. At present, the task given to him is to try to delay the coup as much as possible. The reason why there are only a few informed persons about the Nine Tails Rebellion is that the 3 generations strictly prohibited the villagers from discussing it privately, and for this reason, they also severely punished those villagers who discussed the Nine Tails Rebellion privately, fearing that the villagers would all know that the Nine Tails were controlled by the Sharingan. The villagers were already disgusted by the law enforcement attitude of the security forces towards Uchiha. If we let those villagers know that the one who controlled the Nine Tails was the Sharingan, the consequences are unimaginable. Speaking of which, I owe this eye to your father, Itachi. As she spoke, Kakashi unconsciously covered her forehead, which was blocking her eyes. Upon hearing Kakashi's words, Itachi remembered that there was indeed such a thing going on. When the senior leader of Daitu sacrificed, the tribe demanded that Kakashi return the eye that belonged to Yukibo. At that time, it was his own father who asked the tribe not to cause trouble, which allowed Kakashi to protect his left eye. Why would my father support a family coup, even though he also has a personality that doesn't like to cause trouble? Is the glory of a family really that important? Pure land with soil. Lin was originally a bit sad when she saw this photo, but when she figured out the meaning of the photo, the sadness turned into silence. How outrageous. On the other side, watching the young Uchiha boy with the goal of becoming a Hokage, Zhujian looked relieved. From the smile on his face, it can be seen that he must be a child with a heart full of kindness. Unfortunately, his desire for honesty and mutual understanding between people seems to have not been realized yet. Even the door is somewhat appreciated. He had never seen such a sunny and cheerful Uchiha before. This young Uchiha gives a different feeling from other Uchiha. I hope that after awakening the Sharingan, I won't become too extreme. In the eyes of Fei Jian, the most extreme among the Uchiha clan is none other than Uchiha Ban. It was not easy to defeat him, persuade him, and establish my village. As a result, this guy didn't know what he was up to. He went out and insisted on destroying the wooden leaves when he returned. Not only Fei Jian, but in the eyes of many people at that time, Ban's behavior was somewhat inexplicable. Of course, even so, Ban's achievements cannot be ignored. It was the collaboration of the god of ninjas and the Ashura of the ninja realm that ended the War of the Warring States period and established the Kiba ninja village, allowing children to no longer have to go to the battlefield. Fei Jian knew that Ban must have had his own reasons for doing so, but he still annoyed Ban. How can Ban's behavior justify the two heads that his elder brother kowtowed to the other four shadows for peace? In Shenwei space. Looking expressionlessly at the self mocked on the screen with an earthy expression. Oh, boring. The graphics and text on the screen swipe over, the next video. A collection of those unlucky people. A chubby little child was gesturing at home, as if practicing martial arts. A clumsy punch followed by another kick. With a bang, my toe kicked onto the corner of the table on the moon. Qiuli instinctively shrunk his feet. Short Book Street. His Gangsho took a cold breath. It hurts to look at it. Silently watching the unlucky ones on the screen. Some are chased by dogs and dare not stop. There are also those who are pulled by dogs and cannot stop running. I still haven't stepped on the elastic rope and got hit hard at the root. And getting tripped while walking, falling and getting a dog to eat shit. A total of over 4 minutes of video, accompanied by a cheerful BGM, coupled with the immersive feeling of immersion. This video has successfully amused many people. Watching some unlucky guy fall off the stairs and make a big split, Gangsho rubbed his face and said with a smile, "It would be great if we could broadcast videos like this in future live broadcasts." As for the intelligence about the ninja realm, can it still be considered intelligence if the entire ninja world knows about it? Chapter 10. Young Sasuke. You are listening at novelfull.audio. If everyone knows about the future intelligence, isn't the ninja world in chaos? Of course, that's what I think, but to say that I'm completely not curious about the future is definitely false. Mute looked at the emotionless face in the bottom right corner of the screen and asked in confusion, why doesn't he smile? Do you think it's not funny? Pure land. When I saw someone being hit hard at the base between the pillars, I instinctively gathered my legs together. On the moon, when Hui saw a fecal shovel official pretending to faint in front of Erha, thinking that Erha would be very anxious. Unexpectedly, Erha lifted his hind legs and peed on his face. Hui Ye's lips curved slightly. It's really interesting to watch others suffer. Ninja Realm. Heiju silently looked towards the direction of the moon. Mother, have you laughed? I can't laugh anymore. The sudden emergence of live streaming disrupted all of its plans. Even the future of the ninja world can be seen. Doesn't it mean that its plans behind it will also be exposed? Let's not talk about whether or not to make a new plan. When it comes to that, how it can escape the pursuit of everyone in the ninja world is a question. Lower right corner of the screen. Autumnly flicked her fingertips and flipped to the next video. Human cubs. 2 pillars, why is it Hokage again? Dabai flapped his small wings and flew to his side. Isn't it good to watch short videos of Huiying? Qiuli clicked on the screen, paused the video, and the cute little face of young Sasuke wearing cat ears was frozen on the screen. He looked at Dabai and asked, don't the people in the live broadcast feel bored? How many Huiying videos have you watched? No, they are anime more than the host. Autumnly fell into contemplation. Then, a flash of inspiration flashed through my mind. Is it difficult, the parallel world that often appears in novels and highly matches the blue star, Earth? Dabai nodded fiercely and said, ah, yes. That's it. That's right. Qiuli asked in confusion, does their world also have the anime Hokage? If not, can those viewers understand? In order to surprise Qiuli in the future, Dabai chose to tell a well-intentioned lie. There are some, and the more than 100 episodes of the world's Hokage will be over. They haven't watched many of the plots yet. Autumnly breathed a sigh of relief in her heart. That's good, I just thought that if it were a live broadcast, it would be a bit perfunctory to only watch short videos. After all, it's up to you. In elementary and middle school, he was only focused on playing and had no intention of studying. The reason why he didn't finish at the bottom of the grade is entirely because during the exam, there were experts who helped him look at the multiple choice and true/false answers of those top students from childhood to adulthood. Dabai has always been his best friend. Although he doesn't like being followed, it has been live streaming for over an hour now, and Qiuli feels that live streaming is not as difficult for him as he imagined. So naturally, there's no need to be like a wooden person sitting on a computer chair constantly scrolling through short videos to waste time. Besides watching short videos, he is also very good at playing games. Many things that seem difficult to people are like this. As long as you muster the courage to try, you will find that it is not as difficult as you imagine. Dabai waved his paws nonchalantly and said, I told you, the host can do whatever you want. They don't choose, just mix in the 1 to 3 hours of live streaming time each month. It won't be long before you don't have to live anymore. Autumnly let out a soft, Speaking of which, before accompanying the host to read system stream novels, Dabai always thought he was the spirit of a divine artifact. After reading the system stream novel, Dabai realized that he should call himself the system. Commonly known as cheats, golden fingers, it cannot be said who is better compared to those systems. The system in the novel releases tasks and rewards the host for completing them. It doesn't have any rewards in the system, it seems useless. It starts with teasing children, and then goes on to accompany them in eating, chatting, and playing. Occasionally, when bored, it goes to grab some incense, extract the desire from the incense, and take it into its own pocket. Anyway, those gods and Buddhas are used to being aloof, and in reality, no matter how many ordinary creators pray, they won't take a second look. Over the past decade, Dabai's willingness has accumulated more and more, and he has also gained confidence in his heart. This thing is like investing in entrepreneurship, and he always has to find ways to collect more. So Dabai used his willpower to create live streaming. The host helps it live stream and obtain wishes, and it uses these obtained wishes to help the host become a god step by step. Ninja Realm within the Uchiha clan. Sasuke watched the paused video on the screen. Ha! Isn't that me? The wealthy man outside raised his eyebrows and exclaimed in surprise, isn't this Sasuke? Then, he frowned again. As a man, he actually wears cat ears. What's the norm? For the dialogue on the screen, which is mainly about the system, Fuyue agrees very much. He doesn't know whether he is an anime audience, but he really likes the story of Huiying. The information in it can change how many tragedies will happen in the future. In addition to listening to novels, Fuyue is also very grateful for this live broadcast, which allows him to glimpse the future. He has already decided that as soon as the live broadcast ends, he will immediately convene the clan meeting. If Uchiha's coup cannot be stopped, then the plan must at least be more meticulous. For example, hiring a powerful rebel organization to assist in the Uchiha coup. He once obtained intelligence from Ninja Cat. There is a rebellious ninja organization called Shao in the ninja world, which has a good reputation in strong strength. Even 3 generations of local actors have hired that organization. I just don't know. With the arrogant nature of the tribe, would you accept his idea? The conversation between the system and Qiuli revealed too much shocking information. A group of Yenin ninjas were discussing it one after another. No wonder the previous spin-off stories were all about Hokage and Konoha. Originally, the story of our ninja world was called Hokage. Why is the story of our ninja world called Hokage? Is it a 3rd generation Hokage match? Is it a Kiba match? Do they have as many ninjas as I have in Iwaki? Can his monkey flying son / defeat our earthly shadow lord? Yeah. Why isn't this story called Tu-ing? It's clear that the dust escape of Tu-ing Lord is the strongest in the realm of ninja. Yunin, why are there videos about the ninja world, all from the perspective of people with a wooden leaf? Does his wooden leaf have the same strength as me, Yunin Xiang? Do they have the same wealth as me, Yunin Xiang? Yeah. Why? We Yunin should be the protagonist of the story. Perhaps because his family's Konoha has always been a victorious country in the ninja war, right? Damn it. Last time in the Ninja World War, Kiba almost got hit by us at the entrance while rising to a wave of wind and water gates. If it weren't for Iwaki's sudden surprise attack on us, which resulted in the death of 3 generations of Lord Hokage and Iwaki's loss of more than 10,000 ninjas, the Fire Kingdom would have been unable to withstand surrender long ago. The reason for calling it Hokage, I think it's because of that ninja god. What's this ridiculous reason? No matter how powerful that 1,000-armed pillar is, it's still in the past tense. In today's ninja realm, it's our strongest Yunin. The video on the screen continues to play. Misty concealment watching Sasuke puff up his cheeks and spit out a big fireball on the screen.